Hi, everyone. I am EstaRa with a message for you today. It is August 2nd, 2016, and this is a new moon message and reading for the month of August. And we are in a new moon energy today. I have to say, just like last month, this new moon doesn't feel new beginnings to me. It doesn't feel um, like we're on the verge of new beginnings. So if you watched my video from last month, I talked about how the energy of July was all about transformations, and that the new moon in July was not about new beginnings. It was more about transforming who we are from the inside out. And you can see by way of interacting with all the people that we've seen on the planet, and you could see yourself actually what's been going on with you and over the last month. So I got to tell you, it's been a rough few days. I know that a lot of people are feeling the energy of disappointment and discord, a little bit of confusion, a little bit of sadness, a little bit of frustration. And for myself personally, I had some frustration and sadness. It's interesting energy. We're in interesting times, and I know some of my students and clients will laugh at that because they know I use the word interesting a lot to describe something that I'm not quite sure how to say it, and I'm not quite sure how to place it or what it really means. So it's an interesting word, interesting. Uh, so I guess what I want to say is that this last couple of days, it's been a rough energy for people, and a lot of people are coming smack against a wall in terms of what they need to do and where they need to go and information that they're trying to gather and figure out. So when I was sitting here getting ready to do this reading for us today, I was thinking about the last couple of days for myself, and I went through lots of emotion last night. I'm still human, and I am a teacher. I've been teaching for years, and I love teaching, and I love doing the work that I do. And you know, a lot of people see me as like this spiritual leader and this spiritual healer, and that they put me on a kind of a pedestal. But I'm still human, and I still have human feelings and experiences. And yes, perhaps I'm able to come out of some of the emotion and drama more quickly than most people because of my background and because of the healing that I've done and because I am in alignment, in tune with my guides. But I have to tell you, when I'm going through my deep, darkest moments, my guides aren't there saying, okay, it's going to be okay, because they really want me to experience life as it is. And I want to experience life as it is. Of course, I'm saying this to you, and on a human level, I'm like, why do I want that? I don't really want that. But the truth is, I came on this planet to experience life as it is. So, on a human level, I want to react like everyone else, but on a spiritual level, I do know better. So, I had a conversation with my twin last evening. It made me angry, sad, frustrated, wanting vengeance in some ways. Um, just feeling things that honestly I haven't felt in a while. So it's good. It's a good thing that I felt that, and I was pretty yucky. So I went to sleep. I was told, you're going to sleep, you'll wake up, and you'll have like a whole new perspective on your day. Well, I woke up, didn't quite have the new perspective on my day. I did feel a little better, but I didn't quite have the new perspective on my day. Instead, I was a little frustrated, overwhelmed with everything. And when I did my meditation this morning, I sat with my guides and I said, you need to assist me. I need guidance and I need clarity. And clearly, I'm not getting it in my head. So give it to me in a way that I can receive it and help me on this path, because I'm not really sure what to do next. And so after that was done, I had a few minutes and then I got ready for my client and I was preparing. And I have to say thank you out to my client who I worked with this morning on the 2nd of August, because doing your reading and session helped me to channel messages to you that were really ideal and beneficial to me, because as I was talking to you, I was click, 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 click in my head, like this is what I needed. This is the information I'm sharing with you is what I needed to hear. And I heard it. And I'm grateful to you for being an open vessel to allow me to speak and allow me to do your reading. I'm so grateful for that, because it actually gave me some hope and gave me some more perspective. And I just want to say I love all my clients, because my clients are fabulous and wonderful beings. And particularly this client today, I give you kudos for being there on a day that I needed to hear messages. And because of your reading, I heard them. So thank you. And then I sat a little while with my guides trying to understand a little bit more about what's going on. You know, we're in a new moon as of today, August 2nd. And my goodness, let me tell you, it does not feel like new moon energy. If you watched my video for July new moon last month and you heard me, I said, well, it's not about new beginnings, because usually I think of new beginnings when I think of the new moon. I I didn't. I felt transformation. I felt like major transformation was going to take place internally, um, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, also globally, politically, and July has been transformative. Now, I haven't seen exactly the results of it, and I know that they're coming, and I know it happened because I did a video a few days ago, and my guys were really clear that transformation did take place. So, I don't know. Like all of you, I think there's a piece of me that felt like maybe, just maybe, that I would wake up on the new moon or the day before the new moon when I did speak with my twin, that all of a sudden everything would be like, here, aha, it's the moment. We're all here together. It's wonderful. Everything's beautiful. You know, but that didn't happen. And it doesn't mean it won't. It just means it didn't happen. And so I still get disappointed and I get a little bit of sadness with it. But I am still hopeful and I'm not giving up. I choose love over fear. I choose faith over distrust. I choose hope over sorrow. And I choose peace over violence. So, oh, and the biggest thing, I choose to believe. And I wrote that today on my Facebook because I really felt like that is really who I am, even in the midst of my deep, darkest moments. That is who I am, and I wish that for all of you. So back to this new moon. So I, again, don't feel like this new moon is about new beginnings. Actually, what I feel like it's about is everything that we did last month in terms of transformation happened internally. And I feel like we are now in a place, and I think it started over the weekend, because I think we're in a place of looking at our life and understanding things have changed internally with us. We're ready to step into the next level, step into the next place, clarify our journey going forward. And we got kind of slapped with a lot of energy of like, hey, what's going on inside of me doesn't necessarily match what's going on out here. And I think we're getting into the place of it's time to align with our truth. And so, yeah, I talk about aligning with our truth, and I think most people know what that means, but not everybody does. And so, what I mean this time is everything we discovered in July, it's going to start showing up in our reality as if, is this my truth? Is this in alignment with me? Is this what I want to be doing? And so I think the month of August is going to be used to realign ourselves to who we really are. Because I believe the transformation that took place in all of us is going to slowly, if not quickly, trickle down into our reality and start changing things for us. You will find that you're going to step away from people that you never thought you'd step away from. You're going to step away from people who are no longer in alignment on your path. And it doesn't mean that they're bad people or they're not good for you. It's just that when you start to really walk in your talk, and you start to walk the walk, talk the talk, and stay in alignment with that, people start to move away and things start to happen. I actually feel like the energies that are just passing through us right now, it's all about clearing that out. And it's all about bringing that to the surface, about what's not working, what's not okay anymore. And I think, if anything, that is what I was feeling this morning, is like, why is this taking so long? And this needs to change. It can't stay in the same way it's going. I need to do something to change the energy. So I'm wishing for all of you that you recognize that too, because I feel like this new moon, I don't see new beginnings. I actually see transformation into reality. Like almost everything that was transforming to come out into our reality and show us going forward. So I feel kind of like empowered with that, and I feel pretty good about that. And I give you the wish that we all stay in balance and flow, because I don't think the times are easy. I don't think that it's just a piece of cake and we're all going to like be in happy union by the end of this month. God, I hope so. If that happens, yay. But I don't think that is what is going to happen. And I want to prepare you for that, because I don't want people to feel like if I'm not in union, then it's not going to happen, and become disappointed and disillusioned. Because the truth is, we are meant to be in union with our twin. If we know our twin in this lifetime and we met and we had that connection, you don't even have to physically be with them, but you just know this is my twin and this is going to happen. You will actually feel that and recognize this is how I'm supposed to feel. And everything in your life starts to change in line to that truth and that reality. And while your twin might be struggling a little bit getting there, the same thing is happening to them. So while we're kind of opening up and recognizing the changes within us, they are too. And so, words of wisdom from a friend of mine, she said, have patience and trust. And so I am trusting in my twin, and I'm having patience, because as much as I'm going through changes and feeling feelings, he's definitely feeling a lot more than I am. I could hear it in his voice, and I can sense it in his being. So, patience and faith. Those are the two words that I have been given in this entire journey, over and over and over. And here I am again, getting the same messages and giving that to you. So I hope it helps you a little bit to know those two words and recognize where they need to be in your life. Okay, so I pulled some cards for this month's this new moon reading, and let's go over and see what we got. So I pulled a total of 5 cards. I pulled one for the feminine energy presently, and the masculine energy presently, the feminine energy in the future, masculine energy in the future, and then an overall picture of twin flames this month. So let's see what we have. Let's start with the feminine. Okay, the divine feminine. I pulled the card, the 3 of Swords. Let me show you what that looks like. So when I look at this card, it actually speaks to where I'm at currently, and perhaps where some of you are at. So if you, the last few days, you've been feeling the discord, disconnect, the discouragement, the disappointment, the frustration, I feel like when I look at this card, particularly today, in alignment with the energy I'm feeling as I'm looking at it, if you notice, this beautiful dove is bringing tidings and good things, and the female, the feminine in this picture, is actually turning a little bit away. She's kind of like, yeah, I don't want any more crumbs. I don't want any more of this. I want it all. I want it all. And I'm singing my song. I'm playing it loud and clear. I'm being very clear about what it is I want. And it's funny. It's a triangle, and, a musical instrument. And I think of, when you think of a triangle, you're playing music. And I feel like for this, it's like she's putting out her sound as loud as she possibly can. And she's kind of turned away a little, so she's not actually seeing that spirit is answering her. She's not seeing that things are actually taking place, even though it's not visible, it's happening. So whatever needs to go on with your twin, whatever needs to happen in your twin's world, it's actually occurring. We just don't see it yet. And I actually love this message because it gives me a little more hope and a little bit more positive energy. It's kind of cool when I do these readings, because when I do them for you, it resonates for me, because I don't look at the cards before and I don't know what I'm going to be channeling, reading, or getting from the card. So when I look at this, I feel like, she's turned away. And that was me. That was me last night and today a little bit, of turning away from spirit and just be like, I don't want to know. I don't want to deal with this anymore. And meanwhile, in the background, she's just not seeing it's coming in. And if you look at the bird, it's actually coming in the window. So it's actually coming to us. Things are being brought to us. And it's just important for us to listen and pay attention to. And so let's look at the divine feminine for the future and see what comes up with that card. So that's kind of that card I just showed you, 3 of Swords. That is present. And your future, or our future as a divine feminine, is Peter Pan. So I am looking at Peter Pan, and I don't know about you, but when I think of Peter Pan, I think, this is all magical and faith. I remember in the movie, there's like all these different quotes about dreams do come true, and if only we wish hard enough, and different kind of things that we've been asking for, and it's all about having faith again and trust, and we can make anything happen that we want to. So as I look at this card, let me just take a moment to look a little more. I feel like I'm going to put the cards together because when we look at them together, they make more sense to me. So here she's kind of turned away, the divine feminine, a little bit away, not seeing the blessings and the gifts that are coming in, or the truth that's coming in, or perhaps her twin that's coming in. She's not seeing it here. And she's not recognizing it. But here, in the future card for the divine feminine, she is actually recognizing, I need to have faith. I need to have trust. And it's funny, I think I did this all in a 24-hour period. Not quite 24 hours yet, but I did this. I transformed from one place of like, I'm not paying attention to, yes, I have to have faith and patience and continue on this journey. I believe. And I feel like that's what this is about for us, the divine feminine. So if you've been in the sluggish, I want to give up phase in the last week or so, even during the month of July, I heard a lot of people were going through lots of stuff in July. I personally was going through things, but I was working a lot and I was pretty busy, so I didn't have my emotions kicking up as much as I did the last couple of days. And so when I look at this, it gives me the feeling that we're all getting it together. We're all figuring it out. We're all understanding what's going on, and we're beginning to like take control. And actually, if you look at this, Peter Pan is actually taking control of that sail. And so he's directing the wind and he's directing the sail. And so he's taking direction. So I feel like that's for us to take a direction into faith and trust and have hope for everything. Because honestly, one of the things that we get caught up in is when we get disappointed, we spiral downward and we think there's no hope, there's no truth, there's no trust. And actually there is. So I really love this card for us. So get ready because the tide is turning and we're going to start moving forward. And we are the navigators of this journey. As the awakened twin, whether you're feminine or masculine energy, if you are the awakened twin, typically it is the feminine energy. If you are the awakened one, you are navigating this journey. So it's a great reminder for me to tell you that because today I was angry, frustrated, and kind of yelling at my twin in my head, which is not a good thing to do because he feels everything and he senses everything. Whether he understands it consciously is another story, but I know for certain he definitely feels it. And so if I'm doing that, then guess what I'm navigating? Not love. I'm navigating more fear, anger, frustration, and all that stuff towards him. So I want to take back the sails and control the navigation. So that's what I feel with the divine feminine. Let's look at the masculine energy for this month. Okay, this is Mother Goose with the golden egg. I really like this card. So when I look at this card for the masculine, you know what comes up for me is the story of the goose that laid the golden egg. And if you remember the fairy tale or the fable, they wanted the golden eggs. They were greedy and they wanted all the golden eggs this goose would lay. And what they did is they cut open the goose, killed it, and they saw that the eggs weren't golden, that they actually got not what they wanted. They ended up squandering this beautiful gift they were given to receive the golden egg. And I look at this card and I think to myself, well, how does that apply? And it's funny that I remember the fairy tale because I don't usually look at that when I think of the cards. But it just popped in my head right now. So I look at this and I see Mother Goose riding the goose, and there's this giant golden egg behind her. And what I feel this reflects for the divine masculine energy is that he has knowledge, and he's not moving too quickly on it. That's crazy, I know. So he is being more, the word I'm going to use is not probably the appropriate word, but I can't think of the appropriate word, calculated. He's actually thinking out his plan. He's thinking about what he needs to do and how he needs to do it. And instead of like jumping the gun and cutting open the goose and killing it to find all these golden eggs, he's like, I have it. I know what I need to do. It's here inside me. Remember, he transformed last month, so it's all inside of him. He's waiting for the right time for the next egg to be laid. It's almost like the next part of his path will be shown to him. And piece by piece, bit by bit. Again, it comes back to us having patience as the divine feminine. But for the divine masculine, I feel like he is getting to a place where he knows what he needs to do. He knows what he wants. He sees that the world he's in isn't exactly the way that he'd like it to be, but he's not jumping the gun quite yet because he doesn't have the the go-ahead. And I want to bring that back to the overall month of August. So one of the things that my guides are just saying to me is like the month of August, they said I'm appropriate in saying it's not quite the new beginnings. It's more of like embodying the transformations. And they're saying we're kind of in this like hazy veil like energy right now. It's kind of, it's murky, but not murky. It's fluid, but it's not fluid. It's not quite clear what direction to go in. And for a new moon, that's kind of weird energy to be in. I feel like it has to do with the Lion's Gate that's coming in. So the energy for Lion's Gate is going to start building up in the next day or so. And as that begins to build up, it literally builds up courage, strength, hope, and intention and determination. So I love that energy for the Lion's Gate. I actually offer a Lion's Gate meditation because it's so powerful. And if I have the guidance for my guides to do a reading for that time or to do a message, I would be happy to share that with all of you. But when I think of what is going on with the male energies, the masculine energies, it's very much like they get it. They're not quite there yet, but they're getting there. And it's not like they don't know how to get there. I actually feel like they know how to get there. They're just not quite there. So in this present moment, that's where they're at. So let's look at their future and see what we get with their future. And it's funny. I look at this card for the masculine energy. I get Little Red Cap, which is technically Little Red Riding Hood, I believe. And when I look at this card, what actually stands out to me is this butterfly over here. And if you see, she's looking at the butterfly. She's like looking directly at it. And it's funny. I see over here on the side there's the wolf. The big bad wolf is over in the corner. But that little red cap is looking at the butterfly, so focused on their transformation that my feeling is the darkness, the pain, the suffering is behind. If you see, it's behind her. I feel like it's behind them. And when they are focused on their transformation and their future, they're inward, right? So when you're focused on you transforming and changing, you're more inward because you need to figure out where to go next. And I look at that with this card, with the Golden Goose card. And when I look at the two cards together, remember, here he's thinking about what to do. Here he's doing it. So he's thinking, how do I do the next steps? What do I need to do? And then he's going into, how do I do it? And he's going to start doing it. It's active. Like, this feels active to me. This feels more passive, watching and allowing things to happen and then taking action steps. And it's funny because normally I wouldn't probably read this card this way, but that's what I'm getting specifically for the masculine energies. And I'm sorry, there's a bit of a glare. I'm trying to make it easier for y'all to see. So I really like this for him. He's getting more, to me, he's getting ready for all the changes to come and occur. And he's ready to make them happen and take that step. And what's interesting is I feel like some of you will hear from your twin and some of you will be like, where the heck is this person? Let them do the work they need to do. Doesn't mean you can't connect in some ways, but I feel like if they're going inward to reveal who they are. And see, the other thing that's jumping, that butterfly keeps jumping at me. And I just heard the word reveal and I used it in my words. And when you think of a butterfly, it's a caterpillar. It's in a cocoon, it's all curled up. Here the butterfly is open. And that's like the hugest thing that I am drawn to on this card is this darn butterfly. And the butterfly reveals itself. So he's in the process of revealing himself, the masculine energy. Now let's look at the card. The fifth card I pulled was for an overall view of the month and what energy is for the twin flame with this new moon energy, the twin flame couple. I like it. It's I like all my cards, of course, but I love this card. It's the Guardian Angel, and I'm going to turn it around for you in just a moment so you can look at it. It makes me feel sacred and blessed, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Let's see. So if you look at this card, you will see there is a guardian angel over the boy and the girl. So to me, this is our union. Down here, the union is being divinely guided and protected. So protected. But what comes to me with the guardian angel is like not only is it guarding the union, it's actually guarding each of us to get to union. Like it's already set in stone and it's going to get us into union. And I love this card. I love that there's a rose in the angel's hand, and I also love that there's paper. So when I look at this, I feel like our sacred contract, this is our sacred contract, our sacred union, and this is divine love with a rose. And it is written in our Akashic records. It's written in our soul. It's destiny for us to come together. And we have the help of heaven. We have the help of spirit on our side always, guiding us and protecting us, even in the times we don't feel it. Like, I honestly, I like I said earlier, I didn't feel it. I was frustrated today, and I still have a little frustration, but not as much, and a lot later. And I thank my friend for that. So hey, you know who you are. Actually, a couple of friends. Y'all know who you are. And it's just this amazing, magical time where it might not on the surface look like anything. But if you look into your heart, you will see that you're being guided and protected every step of the way. And, it's funny. I was so frustrated that I was questioning, do I do this? Do I not do this? How do I deal with this life of mine? It was very frustrating the last couple days. And I got such confirmation that I need to do what I do, and that people love what I do, and it's valuable to them and it's worth it. And the two people I spoke to with specific regarding my business, this is what I need to do. So, I'm so excited that these cards are here. I'm so excited we have Divine Union. I feel like this is the twins. This represents the twin flames, and this is sacred contract we have with us, and it's written in our soul. And then this is the divine love that we have, over here with the rose. And there is protection and guardianship over the couple, over the union, and it's going to make it happen. And I'm looking at the card again because I just wanted to say, if you look at the card, I see that butterfly down at the bottom with the cat. I don't know if you could see that over here. Again, change is coming and it is being guided. We are being watched over, and we're not alone. That's what I want to say. And the last thing I want to say is I am available for readings. Some of you have booked some readings. I do an 11 card twin flame card reading. So I do that, and that's cost $45. I also do healing and clearing sessions for twin flames, and that is a different price that you can contact me, and I'll be happy to give you information about that. I hope that I can. I hope that my messages are helpful to you, and that you can tell me how I can be of service to you. And I appreciate all your feedback and all your comments always. They touch my soul, and they make me feel really good and help to remind me I'm doing the right thing, and this is the path I should be on. I send you all blessings and love for the month of August, and I wish you well. And I'll be back probably sooner than I think, because my feeling is I'll be back soon. Anyway, blessings and love to you and your union.